Eyes That Kiss in the Corners by Joanna Ho and illustrated by Dung Ho. Eyes That Kiss in the Corners. So just looking at this front page, what do we notice? What I notice is she's not facing us. So she has her face turned away. It looks like she's looking in the mirror. So I'd like to note that. Another thing is if we look closely, we have a little bit of cultural showing in their house. So here are some lions, and then on the pots here there is some cultural patterns, and then there's also this, I don't know what this says, but it has the little I want to say it's Chinese for this book. Yeah. Some people have eyes like sapphire lagoons, with lashes like lace trim on ball gowns, sweeping their cheeks as they twirl. Big eyes, long lashes. Not me. So when she says not me, it seems like she doesn't love her eyes, because with this description of these people's eyes, which are all bigger, and she's still facing away from us, it makes it seem like she doesn't find her eyes special or as beautiful as theirs, because they all have the same, and she describes them so beautifully. But we will see. I have eyes that kiss in the corners and glow like warm tea. My eyes are just like Mama's. So all she's said so far is that her eyes are like her mom's. But we can see that now she's showing herself, and she looks like she has a really good relationship with her mom. So maybe that's not such a bad thing that her eyes are like her mom's. They're smiling together, and they're having fun, and they're painting walls. So that just shows a little bit of into their relationship. Mama's eyes that kiss in the corners and glow like warm tea crinkle into crescent moons. When she comes home from work, she scoops me into her arms, eyes sparkling like starlight, and tickles me until we laugh ourselves onto the floor. So now she's portraying her eyes as more positive and beautiful, but she's still talking about her mama's eyes. And here we can see that they're laughing together, and they're very comfortable together, and smiling and having a lot of fun. So just diving into the relationship a little more, we think it's definitely a good one. They seem very comfortable with each other. When Mama tucks me in at night, her eyes tell me I'm a miracle. In those moments when she's all mine, flecks of dancing gold tell me I'm hers too. So here they are, and as we can see, she's looking up to her mother rather than looking at the story. So I think she thinks highly of her mom, especially we can see that her mom calls her a miracle. So their relationship is very good. It's very strong. They definitely love one another. There's a lot of tender love going on here. So it just shows a lot of love. And here's this little monkey. I'm gonna point it out again in the story, but she has this little monkey man. It's very safe. She seems very safe and loved. My mama is my sun and sky, and her eyes are just like Ama's. So I love how it doesn't just say grandma, it calls her an Ama, and I think the book does a very good job for kids to know that it's her grandma, because we have her mom, and then her, and then this older woman, she has gray hair, she's a little wrinkly, and so yeah, I think it's very important that they're calling her Ama, so that kids can learn a little more about their culture and the different words that kids may use, because sometimes a kid could be like, oh yeah, I'm going to my ama's, or a different, like abuela, or something like that. And kids, if they don't see it in stories, they wouldn't know what that means. So I think it's very good and inclusive of them to do that. Ama's eyes that kiss in the corners and glow like warm tea don't work like they used to. But she sees all the way into my heart and can even read my mind. Her eyes are filled with so many stories I can fall inside them and swim until time stops. So here we just see a bunch of cultural, beautiful images of the stories that her grandma is telling her ama. And I'm sorry. And it's coming from the tea, which I think is super interesting. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it's all coming from her tea, and you'll see the story does that another time with the little girl's hair. But yeah, so all of it is here, and you can just see all of the beautiful kimonos and different cultural images in her stories that her ama is telling her. I can see Guan Yin with the Monkey King sitting on a lotus, serene, baubles on lychee trees, and mountains that reach for the sea. So I'm guessing that this is what she's seeing with her ama and her stories. And here's that monkey. I think it looks a lot like her little stuffed animal she has in her room, the Monkey King. And here's Guan Yin on the lotuses, which is more just like cultural stories and things. And here are them picking the lychee berries. My ama never ages, and her eyes are just like Mei-Mei's. So here she's introducing another character, and we can assume it's her little sister. And it just shows more of the relationship. Her little sister is also close with her ama. And we're in this beautiful garden, and they're just having a good time. Mei-Mei's eyes that kiss in the corners and glow like warm tea blink against the window until I come home from school. Here she is. How do we think she's feeling? Yes, very sad without her big sister. Then on this page, she is just jumping with joy. They disappear beneath her two-tooth smile when I walk in the door. So that's talking about her. Her sad face disappears and turns into her big old two-tooth smile. So it just shows she's very close with her little sister as well as her ama and her mama. She toddles after me, gazing up at me like I am her best present. I hope she looks at me like that forever, because when she looks at me in that Mei-Mei way, I feel like I can fly. So her little sister looks up to her, and I think that makes her feel very good, and like she's describing it as like flying, which is obviously definitely a very positive feeling. So they have a very close relationship, and they just seem like they have a lot of fun together. And I like to connect her Mei-Mei looking up to her sister as her sister looks up to her mom, as her mom, I assume, looks up to her ama, and how they just all look up to one another, and they just seem like they're a very close and beautiful family. There's even a little picture up here that has, it looks like it's a picture of Mei-Mei and her sister in the rain, and Mei-Mei's holding an umbrella for her. And here's also like a little koi fish kite, I believe, just to show more culture. And she has a kimono, so just some more culture in there. Mei-Mei's eyes that kiss in the corners and glow like warm tea are just like mine. So throughout the book, it's just been saying that all of her family, her mama, her ama, and her Mei-Mei all have eyes like hers. So I think having eyes like her family's makes her feel very good and very more accepted and loved. My eyes crinkle into crescent moons and sparkle like the stars. Gold flecks dance and twirl while stories whirl in their oolong pools, carrying tales of the past and hope for the future. So I like this picture a lot. So it shows her hair seeping into all of this beautiful Chinese culture. And this is the first time she's talking about her own eyes as her own and not her eyes being like this, but she's actually talking about her eyes themselves. And this image just shows a bunch of cultural objects. I would assume this could be clouds, or it could be like the tea steam. And in this upper corner it shows the Great Wall of China from like where her roots are from, cultural roots, and just some more like some dragons and such. And this just shows that she's very proud of her culture, and shows that it is one with her. So she is one with her culture. And that is a beautiful thing. My eyes find mountains that rise ahead and look up when others shut down. My lashes curve like the swords of warriors, and through them I see kingdoms in the clouds. So here we can really see she's super confident. She's holding her fist up while she's on this mountain looking over and this beautiful scenery with this phoenix. And it just shows she has a lot of pride in her culture. And I think that comes from her family, because she keeps comparing her eyes to her mamas and amas and memes. And now because of them, she can feel proud of herself and love herself and see that it is very beautiful to be different. Here it shows. My eyes that kiss in the corners and glow like warm tea are a revolution. So this really shows that she's very proud of her, and it's just very beautiful to see that. They are Mama and Ama and Mei. They are me and they are beautiful. So this just shows she feels so safe and loved by her family, and she loves that she can feel connected from her eyes and look like her family because she loves her family so much. And I just think that it's so beautiful, and she says they're beautiful too, which I think is a very important thing. And I think her family really shows that and tells her that they're unique and beautiful and special, and I think she really knows and understands because from her family that they're a good thing, and it makes her very proud of them. So the end. That was Eyes That Kiss in the Corners.